Good afternoon, everybody. This is Michelle, and welcome to our daily guidance session at 12 p.m. every day for the month of August. It's a very, very chilly day in Cape Town, and I hope you are all dressed up warm and cozy. And today's guidance came to me in preparation from our guides. So, how many of you check in with your guides? Do you know that you have a master teacher guide present with you to guide you on this journey, to assist you with important life lessons or overcoming certain challenges? Your master teacher is always present. And did you know that you have helper guides that can assist you with anything that you need help with? That's kind of like maybe an expert problem or a problem that requires a specific knowledge or know-how. You have got helper guides. You have got medical guides when you want to check in with your body and ask for guidance if maybe you just need specific guidance on something. So you have help, you have support. And sometimes we procrastinating on something, or sometimes we're trying to figure out a solution and we can't really get to it. Sometimes we can't always understand, why did this event happen? Why did I have to meet that person or meet that person? Why did I have to have that relationship? So if these questions come to you, your master teacher guide are always ready and willing to share truths with you that you need to know. Your master teacher will always ask you, well, what do you feel is your truth? What do you fear? And so if we start contemplating and if we start asking these questions, the thoughts that come to you in terms of what you were facing, what you are fearing, what really is the truth of the situation, without judgment, with complete understanding, with perhaps maybe moving into acceptance. What is the other side of the coin? What is the other side of the story or this receiving? Today we are reminded to check in with our guides and to move into a relationship with our guides where we can ask for guidance and ask for advice if we need to. And now you may want to ask, well, how do I do that? How do I know who my guide is? How do I know if he or she hears me? How do I know if the guidance or the answers that I receive are not my own thoughts? Well, here is the thing. First of all you need is an intention to connect with your guide. You can ask for the right guide to assist you with this specific situation to come through for you. And then what you need is a quiet spot or a quiet moment where you just breathe, you connect with your silence within, and you make time for that connection without haste. It's almost a sacred appointment. If you have an appointment with someone where you are going to discuss something, if you have a coffee date with someone, if you have an appointment with, for example, a business associate or a lawyer, you won't neglect that appointment. You wouldn't want that appointment to be rushed. You wouldn't want that appointment to happen in between everything else, because you require the time and the attention of that time together. And so it is the same with our guides. You require the time, the focus, the energy of your time together to receive from it. So make that appointment a sacred time. And then once you have cleared your heart out, once you have put everything on the table, once you have just emptied out what's on your mind, then you sit quietly and you just make time to listen. You stop the chatter, the internal chatter. You stop the to and fro analyzing in the mind, and you simply just sit to receive. And what will happen then, even if you have a pen and you can journal, is then you just start writing whatever comes into your mind. It also helps if you place your hands on your heart like this, and you just check in with your hands and you become aware of the feeling of the heart. And you sit and you just receive, and thoughts will come to you. You can write them down. You can maybe even start repeating the thoughts that you receive quietly, so that perhaps maybe you can verbalize what you are receiving. So much insight comes from an exercise like that, and you will hear the guidance you need to hear. And if you are struggling to receive that, you can always ask your guides and say, "My guide, whom you've called in, master teacher, please help me to receive the message loud and clear, without a shadow of a doubt." And then you leave it for a while, perhaps leave it for a day or two. And then you'll be surprised how the answers will come to you, either through messages, through music, through a book, through something that you read. And then you kind of like just want to give a wink up there to say thank you, because whatever you ask for, you will receive that. It's just that we don't check in often enough to ask and trust what you receive. You know, we had a Facebook Live, I think was it in our weekly message, where we were guided to trust ourselves and trust our truth and just trust what we receive. So if you start the conversation, if you start this relationship with your guides, you will soon see the amazing guidance and support that you will receive. And so now, today, I am going to use the deck Ask Your Guides, and we are going to draw our daily guidance from this deck. Thank you so much for joining me. Hello, Natasha. Hello, Mom. There's my mom. Hello, Marty. Hello, Estelle. Hoe gaan dit? It's so nice to see you here. Hello, Sharon. Kalei, how are you doing? Hello, Chantal. Nazima, nice to see you here. Thank you for being here. And so now, let us ask from our guides today, what is our daily message, an inspirational moment for this day? Oh, how beautiful is this? So we have got rest, which is the activity that we can focus on, and the guide at the bottom, the Holy Spirit as our guide. The Holy Spirit is a beautiful, wise, peaceful and calming energy. And what we are receiving for you is, if you do feel physically tired, it is good to rest. Honor the body. If you feel emotionally or mentally drained, why don't you just switch off from whatever is causing you to feel fatigued in your mind, and perhaps maybe take a social media detox, perhaps maybe have some light reading material, do some meditation. And also what we're receiving if there is an issue that you are pacing up and down about, that you're analyzing to and fro, that you're not really sure which way to go, let it rest for a while. Sometimes we are so hasty to receive an answer, or we want to know what we need to do. We want to know what must we do now. And so our guidance today is just rest for a while, rest in it. And you know what's the amazing thing? That if you decide to do that, if you decide to take a little break from the mental movie and you just sit back a little bit and you just have a quiet conversation with your guides. Remember, a conversation is two-way street. It's not only talking, asking, explaining. It's also listening. It's also receiving. It's also opening our mind to a completely different viewpoint, to something that we haven't thought of before. So don't be stuck on your own ideas. Don't move into a conversation with your guides with the intention that this is the only way. It's the only way this can work. Perhaps maybe leave it a little bit open-ended and ask your guides, what other ways are there? What am I not seeing? What other ideas are there? I am open to receive any new information or an alternative way of thinking. And then you find that you start seeing and receiving the most exquisite pearls of wisdom that you have never thought of before. So our guidance for this day is to rest, to receive the peace and calm that comes from knowing that the understanding, the solution, the wisdom, the option, the choice will come to you at the exact right time. And just for today, rest about it. I love the symbolism of what I call the heaven shelf, you know. So if there was a golden shelf in a beautiful dimension, a dimensional energy where you know that everything is always working out, where you know that it is love-filled and light-filled, and you know that there is trust and integrity in that space. And in that space, there's a beautiful golden shelf surrounded by angelic wisdom and guides and angelic gatekeepers that will take care of whatever you place on that shelf. And sometimes, you know, we place our pending matters on that shelf. So take whatever you feel today that is not quite yet resolved, that you can't quite get your head around it. Place it on this golden shelf and rest for a little while. And if you ask the help, if you place it on the golden shelf and you then ask for help, support, divine reason to come to you at the exact right divine time, it will definitely come to you. And you know, so many things that we place on that shelf was really just our own fears and our own doubts, and then it is just wiped away. It is resolved because it will come to you. You know, there's a principle that says what will stay and what will go. And sometimes that which stays, that which is left behind, that's really then what we work with. And that is not necessary for us to carry. That is not our drama. That will simply move away because you're not giving it so much worrisome energy anymore. So this is our guidance for today. Check in with your guides. Check in with Master Teacher. Be patient with your understanding, and everything will come to you at the exact right time. Remember, on Tuesday evening this week, that's tomorrow evening at 7:30, we will have our Q&A with the angels, where we will do individual messages and individual cards. And if you do feel that someone can benefit from this message today, please share it, and let's lift one another up, and so we can inspire others to be the best versions of themselves they can be. Lots of love, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow at 12 again. Bye.